Breezie Bunch, we need to talk because the 49ers may be making a massive mistake with Trent Williams. And if they get this wrong, it could change the entire offseason. No cap. Reports say there has been no progress on a contract extension for Trent Williams. And that should concern every member of the faithful. Because when Trent Williams is on the field, the offense looks dominant. Brock Purdy has protection. The run game thrives. The offense operates on a completely different level. But if the 49ers don't extend him, what does that mean for their Super Bowl window? That's what we're breaking down today on the Wayne Breezie Show. Breezie Bunch, let's cook. Man, what's going on, faithful? Hope you guys are great. Happy Friday, all that good stuff. But today we're going to focus on Trent Williams because you know what? Free agency is right around the corner. The tampering period happens on Monday. And you know what? You got guys being dropped. You got players being signed and got San Francisco 49ers looking to sign and add depth and reserves. And we're just like, what the hell? You know what? The 49ers need to start taking care of their own in-house situation. They need to take care of their own in-house situations. Shout out to the Breezie Bunch crew, man. I truly appreciate you guys for being in here, man. You guys rock. You know how we do. Air horns to everybody out there. It's Breezie Bunch roll call time, baby. It's roll call time. But let's talk about this for a second. All right? So my question right now is, should the 49ers extend Trent Williams right now? Should they extend Trent Williams right now? And if you think the 49ers should extend Trent Williams right now, type "Hey Trent" in the chat right now. Type "Hey Trent" in the chat right now. Hell of important. Type it in the daggone chat. If you think that they should extend Trent Williams right now, type "Pay Trent" in the chat right now. If I was typing, it's "Pay Trent." If I'm typing it, it's "Pay Trent." Why? You already know what time it is. And we're going to talk about, what Trent means to this team, even with his age, all that type of stuff, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, it's crazy. And we're going to talk about it. I see a bunch of pay Trents. That's what I'm talking about. Get it popping. Pay Trents. Pay him. Pay him. And if you don't want to pay Trent, don't type anything. But right now, it should be "Pay Trent, pay Trent, pay Trent, pay Trent." And here's my thing, right? I see a lot of faithful complaining about the 49ers and the offensive line and how they need to upgrade the offensive line and all that type of good stuff. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm with it. Sign me up. What happens if you don't pay Trent? What y'all going to be saying then? You lose Trent Williams, man, the whole offensive line going to be resurfaced. He's the key cog to this daggone offensive line. He's the reason why I think Chris Forster still got a job. I'm just being honest, fruitfully honest. He's the only reason. No, that's not a shot at Chris Forster. I've done those already. I've taken shots at Chris Forster before. It's not a shot at Chris Forster. It's just saying that I think that's the reason why he still has a job. I do. Am I wrong? I don't think so. All right. Now let's flip the question. If the 49ers don't extend Trent Williams, type "draft left tackle" in the chat. So if you don't want them, if they don't extend him, they don't pay him, right? Type "draft left tackle" in the chat. All right. So get that in there because now on these upcoming shows, we can really start focusing on what the hell they need to do at pick 27 if they choose not to extend Mr. Trent Williams. Now, here's what I want you guys to do out there for me. All right, Breezie Bunch, I need your help, okay? If you're enjoying this show, all right, so far, grab the stream link and send it to a member of the 49ers faithful. Not a member of the Breezie Bunch. Just take the link, share it. You know how, the cool thing, sharing is caring. Take that, man. Send that link to somebody in the faithful. Tell them to watch this show. They're not going to want to miss it. They could watch it on mute, and then it'll have some captions popping along. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the Breezie Bunch in here and talk about whether the 49ers should extend Trent Williams. You see my smile? When we traded for Trent Williams, do y'all know how happy I was? I think I was full nothing but Niners at the time. And so I wasn't doing my own Wayne Breezie show. But, man, do y'all know how happy I was? I mean, it was bittersweet because Joe Staley retired, but Trent Williams coming into this era, I was like, yeah, we just got the best offensive lineman in football. Man, I thought we got him for penny squats. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we got to get this stream to 50 likes early, not late. Everybody hit that like button, and we need 50 likes early. 50 likes early. I can see we got Nigel gifting membership. Shout out to Nigel, moderator of the channel, gifting out memberships on this beautiful Friday. Let me get to the stream so I can see who we gifted it to. You know what I'm saying? Hurricane, that's my little bro. He's in the building. He's a moderator over on the Discord. The Discord is popping again. The Discord is back. I can tell you right now, I got 4 moderators. They holding it down, and it is popping. Thank goodness, because I'm like, why do I have this app and I don't use it? But shout out to Hurricane. Speaking of Hurricane, he's got a comment. He says the 49ers had a good meeting with Arizona State's defensive back, Miles Rouser, at the Shrine Bowl per Justin M. All right, Justin Moran. All right, cool. We're going to check that out. We're going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? My man Oscar says we need to stop holding on to players for too long. See, you know what, Oscar? I'm going to push back a little bit on that. I agree to an extent with that, right? There's certain players, though, you hold on to. If you got the best damn left tackle in football on your team, still playing at an elite Pro Bowl, all-pro level, okay? I don't know, and he still wants to play. I don't think that comment goes with that. I just don't. I don't think that. I just don't. I don't. And I tell you what, you know what I'm going to do? On Patreon, immediately following this, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to give it to you 10 minutes raw. Pause. But you're going to get 10 minutes of raw Breezy. If you're ready for it, man, y'all better join. Yeah, come on over to the Patreon. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But look, I agree to that. That's the old Bill Walsh thing, mantra. And, you know, sometimes it catches up to you. Father time comes and it catches up to most of the players. Trent's different, though. And I feel like left tackles can play elite football. The good ones, the ones that know how to train, the ones that are, you know, have athleticism and have great technique. And see, that's the one thing I think that separates Trent from a lot. He still has the athleticism. He's not really losing the athleticism. And I think the technique is what's going to keep him playing in longevity. So when you have that guy in the building, why would you let him walk? It doesn't make sense. He's not a free agent, so that's why we're talking about extending him. He has 1 year left on his deal with no guarantees, and I think that is what we're going to have to really kind of like break down. Let's get into this contract situation. You guys already know what's going on in 49er world. They're not signing anybody, and it is what it is. That's just how it is in free agency. But let's talk about this contract situation with Trent Williams and why there are reports of the stalled negotiations. And so Trent is playing on the last year of his deal. Now, Trent Williams is set to make, if I'm not mistaken, let me get spot rack, because I know over the cap is cool. It's preference at this point. But for me, I like spot rack. It's easier navigation for me. So per spot rack, we got to look at Trent Williams. So Trent Williams is set to make, God dang. So he's set to make $38 million at 38 years old. I think Trent Williams is trying to be 39, making $39 million a year, blah, 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 all that good stuff, you know. But just break it down, his contract, good golly. So he's a $38 million cap hit, almost $39 million cap hit. All right. Now, you know what? Let's be fair. Let's do this. I like to show visuals. So let's break it down so y'all don't think I'm lying and I'm just talking. You see that number right there? That's a big motherfreaking number. Can you say, here comes the money? Woo! Here we go. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Good damn. All right, so $38 million cap hit for this year. All right, this is last year's deal. We're going to break that down. You can see it's $33 million in cash. This is where Oscar comes in because Oscar's genius at this stuff. And can we do us a favor? Well, you know what? I can't tell y'all what to do. That's not fair. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to sit here and care about how much money this cat made in his career. That's none of my goddamn business. Okay? Even though it does say he made about $218 million since he's been playing football. That's cool. Good for him. I hope he continues to play. All right. Now, just going down to the contract, you can see in 2026, the base is 22 million. All right. He's going to get that 8 million plus the 4 million of the restructure. And then he's got his signing bonus and then workout bonus. And then there's the proration option at 2.5 million. And that's where that $38 million come from. So he's set to make that on this year. And if the Niners release them, they'll have $34 million in dead cap. Oh, hell nah. It don't even make sense for the Niners to release him. That's a lot of dead cap money right there. But they got to figure out, man, where's the guarantees in this? All right, so just reading down in the contract notes, $48 million that was guaranteed at signing bonus, 2024, 2025, and 25 roster bonus. So I think his guarantees are over. He gets the option bonus in 2026. That's where it gets tricky. So let's just say, in layman's terms, he don't got the guarantees anymore. Okay, that's what it is. The guarantees is they're gone. That's pretty much what it is. So what Trent's looking for is an extension with some guaranteed bread. You know what I mean? Opposed to that 10 million. Right now, Niners got options. I don't know how much weight their options hold in this situation, but they got some options. They could just let him play. Or they can extend him. Those are the options for the Niners. For Trent, he can hold out. And let me just say this. I can't go through another offseason of Trent Williams holding out. I just can't. I can't do it because we all know when Trent holds out, he don't come back right. He don't be right. He don't be in the right shape. He tried that. I didn't like it. I hope the Niners remembered that. John Lynch, remember that holdout for some guaranteed bread. Trent came in here looking like he was lost in space and wasn't right. I need Trent full in camp. I need Trent full protecting the blind side and camp early. You can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Just can't afford it. You got to figure that out. I think you can trade him. The Niners got the third option. They can trade him. Why would you trade an all-pro left tackle without a plan? It's not like you got an all-pro waiting to replace him. See, Staley, I thought Staley was an all-pro left tackle. He fit this offense to perfection. But then you went and got a better option. There's no better option available right now. No better option available. Let's talk about Trent's age versus production. I mean, this cat is an all-pro. Second team all-pro this year. It's the only year I care about because that was the last year he currently played. And Trent Williams made second team all-pro at 38 years old. What's the problem? 38 years old, second team all-pro, was ranked PFF, still one of the top 5. What was he? Top 5 offensive lineman? I think he had the highest run blocking grade. Let me get my PFF stats out. You see me looking to the side. I got my other screen open. Let's do some player grades. Let's go by position. I just want to see where Trent ranks. Let's go tackle. Really? Number 3? He was number 3? Trent Williams was number 3? And we're crying about paying this extending the money? Y'all be leaving me to scratch my head. Shout out to everybody in the chat, too. I see you, Tony. What's going on? I'm confused. He had a 91.1 offensive PFF grade. He had an 80.3 pass blocking grade. That's where he took the dip. But he had a 92 run blocking grade. He had the second highest run blocking grade under Penei Sewell, who's damn near 10 years younger. This is amazing. This is amazing. Here are your top 5 left tackles. You ready? Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Trent Williams, Garrett Boyles, Andrew Thomas. Now, if the Niners, I'm not even going to entertain that. I know the Fred Warner bullcrap was out there, and I don't even want to entertain that. I don't want to entertain that. Shout out to Tony. He says, if they can't agree the money, Wayne, then they grab one at 27. They did it before. Yes, we know that. But that doesn't mean that 27 will be an immediate fix. And let me just say this. At 27, if it's not 3 of the top tackles in this draft, ain't going to work. And you better hope, in my opinion, of a Fano or the Freeland fall. Because if not, You're looking to draft the other tackle, but he's a right tackle. You got to get somebody that could play on the left side. Even Max Ahian-Acher is a right tackle. So unless you're getting a guy that can specifically be dominant at 27 at the left tackle spot, unless it's those three guys, Francis Mauiaga, I forgot to say his name, him from Miami, Spencer Fano from Utah, or Monroe Freeland from Georgia. It doesn't. Nah, we might have to trade up. Proctor would still be a project. I'm all for Proctor. But don't cry if he get beat on the edge with speed right away. I don't want to hear nobody's mouth. So those would be your three. That would be the fourth option. Proctor could definitely be it. I like Proctor. You know I'm high on Proctor. I just know he's still a work in progress. The athleticism is there. He doesn't move as well in space as Trent Williams. You'll be losing a unicorn. So Tony, I feel like they have to get that number together. But as far as his age versus production, he's 39 years old and he's all pro. There's not even we can't even have a conversation about it. And he was top 3. And I know people don't, what's PFF? Y'all like PFF when PFF says positive shit about the Niners. The moment they say negative shit about the Niners, we want to throw PFF in the trash can. I get it. I know how we work. I know how we operate. I got you. Let's talk about why elite tackles age a little bit differently, though. And isn't it crazy that when you're an elite left tackle, it seems like they play well into their 40s? I feel like, if we go down the list of elite Hall of Fame left tackles, they played for a long time. They did. Even Andrew Whitworth. And I don't think Andrew Whitworth was even on the level of Trent Williams, but he was damn sure elite, but he wasn't on the same level. Dude played till he was 41. Got him a Super Bowl, walked off into the sunset. Why can't we do the same thing with Trent? I don't get it. Why can't we do the same thing with Trent? We can. Now, a lot of people don't like PFF. I get it. But to each stay on. Use whatever the fuck you want for your statistics, measurements, or whatever. It's all relevant to whoever scores, how they score, or whatever. All I know is Trent Williams, even in a year where it looked like he was having a down year, it wasn't as down as what we thought it was. There's a lot of overcompensation on the left side, a lot of teaching he was trying to get into that left guard spot, a lot of overcompensating. I think that hindered him a little bit, especially in pass pro. But we can say that maybe age is slowing him down a little bit in pass protection. It's not slowing him down in run protection. So that means that athleticism is still there because he can still run block. So I think elite tackles just play longer because they know how to train. They know what's good for their bodies, right? They know how to use the right amount of athleticism and technique. They have like the perfect ratio balance of athleticism and technique. I think that's what you see from Trent. That's why it's important to make sure that this junk gets done all the time. Like now. Like get it done so he's ready for OTAs. You get what I'm saying? Like you want Trent in the building, period. You want Trent in the building. All right, I got a question for everybody in the chat. All right, so if the 49ers don't extend Trent Williams this offseason, should fans be concerned? Now, you got your super fans that believes we can move on from Trent, but be honest with yourself. Should fans be concerned? Should fans be concerned? I don't think the number is going to be $40 million. I was just going on with his age. It seems like he's getting paid his age. I don't know if that makes any sense. It just seems like he's 38 making $38 million. When he's 39, is he going to be looking to make $39 million? But I don't think $40 million, he's going to get $40 million a year. I don't think so. But yeah, let's talk about this real quick. If the 49ers don't extend Trent Williams this offseason, should fans be concerned? Don't Bother Me says yes, big concerned. Terrence says we should be very concerned. Yeah, and it's you draft young, and I'm all for drafting the tackle at 27. Even if Trent is here, I'm for that. Even if Trent Williams is here, I'm for drafting a tackle at 27. It's time to address the offensive line. So I'm about that life, period. I feel like you can get I got my whole take on wide receivers in this draft is weird because I feel like you can get let me just be clear when it comes to the wide receivers for the Niners. We want the X. I think Kyle wants an XYZ. So you want a versatile wide receiver. Pay attention to the X, the Y, and the Z. He wants all of that in one guy. And there's only a few guys in this draft that I think can be X, Y, and Z. Because there's only like maybe 3, maybe 4 true dominant X wide receivers in this draft. We got to share.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Jack Knox in the building. Happy Friday, Wayne and Faithful. Hope everyone is doing well. Please take care of Trent and 49ers. Can we please sign a blockbuster player or two? And I thank you. So she's thanking the 49ers in advance for signing a blockbuster player. The good thing is the Niners are going to have some money. You know, that's the good thing. That's the good thing. So the Niners will have some money. They'll have more money if they can figure out this restructure. I think a lot of fans don't want to restructure Trent Williams because they feel like he's going to be holding the cap hostage, right? Because now we won't be able to go out in free agency and kind of do some of the things we need to do, getting those blockbuster guys here. But listen, this is where Parag comes in. Terrence says, only lineman we got positive production from through the draft is Pooney. My opinion. I will say you're getting positive production from Colton McKivitz, the 5th round pick. So you're getting positive production. But you see the difference when you draft. You see the difference in drafting where you draft the guys. You draft them early. You're hoping that they blossom and turn into, what they're supposed to do. You draft them late, and it's going to take a little bit more time for them to develop. I would say that Colton McKivitz has gotten better over the years. So I would go with 2. You could say Mike McGlinchey, but he's no longer here. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Another Super Chat contribution.
Here comes the money.
My brother Sean. This is Sean's take, and I love it. He paid $2 for this take. He says he needs to go. He is not worth it, bro. No extension. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see how he's not worth it. He's an all pro. What makes him not worth it? What makes him not worth it? I think that's where I'm going. If here, let me just say this. I don't want to trade Trent. Thank you for the super chat, Sean. I don't want to trade him. But if I had to trade Trent, we're going to get into our second take. If I had to trade Trent Williams, man, I'm looking for a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Like I'm asking, and I know we're not going to get on that, so I'm exaggerating. But you get what I'm saying? Like the deal got to be sweet. Sweeter than the honey in the honeycomb. It got to be sweet if I'm moving on from Trent Williams. That way, now Tony, I get an extra 1st round pick. I'm a little bit more leery. We reset a lot of money. He's going to go off and get his opportunity. And now, Tony, if we had an extra 1st, let's say we're picking 27 and a little bit earlier than 27. Now we got 2 1st round picks. Now I'm a little bit more excited. Yeah. But I just drafting that tackle at 27. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's gonna do it. All right, let's talk about protecting Brock. And you can't move on from Trent because this is number one. The sole purpose of a left tackle is to protect the blind side of their quarterback. Now look, Brock Purdy is pretty elusive in the pocket. He has pretty damn good quarterback awareness in the pocket. But you know where he's most comfortable in the pocket? When he having Trent Williams out there protecting his blind side. And so for those that don't understand this, a lot of you do, but for those that don't understand this part right here, the left tackle to a right-hand quarterback is protecting the blind side of the quarterback. When the quarterback drops back and he's throwing and he looks like this, he's expecting that left tackle. He's trusting the left tackle to not let a motherfucker hit him. That I got my sounds. He's trusting the left tackle to not let a mother hit him. That's what he's doing. I can't see I'm looking. I can feel it maybe if the pressure is there. Trent only gave up, 3 sacks this year? I think he only gave up 3 sacks. Might not even gave up 3. I think he did, though. Either way, you need Trent Williams. Either way, Brock trusts Trent Williams. Let me just say that, which is another reason why I feel like you can't move on from this guy, because now you got to build trust with another left tackle. Do y'all know how hard that is? Do y'all know how hard that's going to be? PFF says he gave up 4 sacks. So since I'm using PFF, I'm going to go with PFF. PFF, 4 sacks this year. Gave up 4. 40 pressures, 4 of them were sacks. But do y'all know how hard or how difficult that's going to be? That doesn't mean they were all on Brock Purdy either. Mac Jones might have got sacked too. So I think protecting Brock Purdy is rule number 1. Brock Purdy is the franchise quarterback of this organization, correct? If he's the franchise and he just got his bread, correct? So you're going to have to, it's called insurance. Let me ask y'all this question in layman's terms. And you know what? I get it. But some of us, when we get insurance, we go with the premium package because it gives you more perks, right? It gives you more bang. You're going to spend a little bit more money, but it gives you more bang. Trent Williams is the premium of the insurance perks, right? You could draft the left tackle and develop that left tackle, right? You could draft the left tackle. You're not getting premium insurance, but it's insurance. You don't even know if that insurance is going to work. Or you could trade for a left tackle that's not going to be on the level of Trent Williams, but at least you know you're getting insurance. The issue, though, is will Brock be confident in another left tackle? That's the question. How confident will Brock play due to knowing that it's a different person out there protecting his blind side? That's going to take time. If the Niners are trying to win, if they're still all in because the window is still open and they're all in on trying to win, then you don't move on for Trent Williams. If they're not all in and they're just letting this season play itself out, then you move on from Trent Williams. And then you draft a guy to build with Brock, to build the continuity. That's the difference. So that's the $1 million question. But Brock Purdy needs his blind side protection to the trust, the confidence. That needs to be on level 100,000. It just does. And then Trent, we didn't even talk about Trent Williams in this offense and the offensive rhythm. Dude, when Trent's out there, the rhythm of the offense flows. When he's not out there, the rhythm of the offense is stagnant. It's just simple. He increases the pocket stability. He allows Brock time to get that ball off. Maybe the rest of the offensive line isn't holding up, and he gave up 40 pressures on the year. It's not like he was great. You know what I'm gonna do? He was ranked the 3rd, and I said Penei Sewell was number 1, right? So let's just look up Penei Sewell. Okay. I just want to see how many pressures he gave up. Oh, way less. 19 pressures for Sewell, but he did give up 2 sacks. And then I got to look up, who did I say was second? Sewell, Tristan Wirfs. I just want to see the difference in their pressures. And then Tristan Wirfs gave up 23 pressures and 2 sacks. Rightfully so. Tristan Wirfs is 27, which is 10 years younger, and Sewell is 25, which is damn near 12 years younger than Trent. For Trent to be keeping up with these young fellas that are all pros, that's kind of amazing. That's kind of amazing. I do think that a lot of Trent pressures, though, came from overcompensating on the left side. I will stand on that plank alone if I have to. I'll walk that plank by myself. But 4 sacks, 2 sacks, not big of a difference. The biggest of the difference were the amount of pressures. Biggest difference were the amount of pressures. Yeah. So, for Brock, I just feel like I feel like Brock would be a better version of himself with Trent on the football field. So here's my question. How much of Brock Purdy's success is tied to Trent Williams? Let's go to the chat. How much of Brock Purdy's success is tied to Trent Williams? I see some super chats out there. Sean's been a member for 32 months. Shout out to my brother Sean, man. Since this guy holds us hostage. He's older than Biden. Now that was funny. And then at $50 million a year, he trusts who we tell him to. Whoa. Well, all right. Okay. So you said because we paying Brock Purdy $50 million a year. Thank you for the super chat too. Brock needs to trust whoever we tell him to trust. Got it. Roger that. I like that. That's a take. That's a take. That's a take. All right, back to the question though. How much of Brock Purdy's success is tied to Trent Williams? You know, just curious. 49er analysis is 50%. All right, 50-50. Could take it. I could dig it. I could dig it. I could dig it 50%. I think it's slightly higher. Maybe 60%, maybe 65%. You know, slightly higher. You know, and then I just think replacing Trent. I feel like the only reason why anyone wants Trent Williams replaced is because he's old, and you're just waiting for him to break down, opposed to not believing that he's not going to break down. And I wonder if it was any other left tackle, like if this was still Joe Staley playing at an all-pro level, we would be having that same kind of, banner about Mr. Staley. If he's still playing elite football and he wants to get paid. I don't get it. I mean, players want to get paid, and that's what it comes down to. There are 4 positions that you're going to overpay in the NFL. 4 of them: quarterback, left tackle, defensive end, and a lockdown man corner. Everything else, wide receivers, linebackers, those positions are you get lucky, and if they could be a part of your running backs, yeah. But those aren't the premium positions. The premium positions are the 4 that I just nailed. Those are just the ones you're going to have to overpay. Just curious to know. All right, if the 49ers, here's my take. If the 49ers are serious about protecting Brock Purdy, if they're serious about protecting Brock Purdy, extending Trent Williams shouldn't even be a debate. There's not another person that can come in here other than those other 2 players that I mentioned, or any of those top 5 guys, top 5 tackles that I mentioned, that's going to give Brock Purdy the confidence of protection. I'll name the guys again: Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Garrett Bowles, Andrew Thomas. And I'll even throw Jordan Militia, and he old as dirt too, in there. That's it. You want to know where Colton Kivitz is ranked on this list? 8th. Just went up tied for 8th too. Just want people to know, because people talk about McKivitz. And again, like, I'm not that type of person that's going to sit there and count money. Votes. We can't do this, man. That's not how it works. That's like you going to work and your job say, hey, man, we're not going to pay you no more what we was paying you. You going to stay at that job? Like, I just think in this world, you pay which you weigh. Like, you get out there, you bust your ass, and you want to get paid for it. I mean, that's any American job. I understand this is football. I understand the money's inflated. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If the dude wasn't playing all pro football, we could have that conversation. The simple fact that he's the top 5 offensive tackle in this league at the age of 38 nullifies anything. It just does. Oscar! I call him Oscar the Grouch. He knows why. Super chat.
Here comes the money.
He says, with Brock being a mobile QB, hold up, Brock is not a mobile QB. Brock is a pocket awareness QB. And I wish Brock ran the ball more when the pocket would break down, but he's still looking to throw the ball. But he does have mobility, if that's what you mean. The importance of a left tackle becomes less important. See, I don't think Brock is a mobile QB. There are mobile QBs out there, like Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. Those are mobile QBs. I even think Josh Allen is more of a mobile QB. I think he's just the white version of Lamar Jackson. He's just mobile. He's big mobile. I don't think that's Brock, though. I think Brock will move if he sees fit. It's safe enough for him to move. I don't think he's mobile, though. You know what I mean? But I do agree with this take. I just don't agree that Brock is mobile. But I think the left tackle is important. I think protecting his blind side is important. He says that they're running QBs. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. They're running QBs. They are running QBs. That's fair. You want to change that's fair. You know what? Then if Brock is mobile, but then I still think it's important because you still need the blind side protected, especially if you're rolling out to your opposite side. You want to make sure that the blind side is protected. At the end of the day, I think you need to make sure that you're blind. I think the blind side just needs to be protected. Period. I just do. I think it needs to be protected. Mobile, running. Okay. It just needs to be protected. I like the way you broke down mobile and running. I could live with that. That's a fair take. You know what I'm saying? Jackson's 49er fans gonna complain no matter what. Oh man. So 50% was the only number that I saw when I asked how much of Brock Purdy's success was because of Trent Williams. It's about Trent Williams in this run game. He had a 91.1 run blocking grade. And I know we don't like PFF, right? So I don't know where else to get the run blocking grade from if we don't like PFF. But we're going to rock with PFF because he had the second highest run blocking grade in the league. He had a 92, excuse me. I read that wrong. So Penei Sewell had a 96.8. He would have been the perfect fit for this offense at the time. And then Trent Williams with the 92. And then Tristan Wirfs with the 91.6. Did want to put out that pass blocking. The best pass blocking tackle in the league was Garrett Boyles. Wow. But, I mean, as far as what they graded. I see you throwing some names out there. I'm going to say that for the end. As a free agent. The question is, can they come in here and fit? That's going to be the question. And we got to talk about Trent's uniqueness as a run blocker. And that's where I'm getting at. So Trent, if you're not running a 1-7 to a 1-7-3, if your split is not a 1-7 to a 1-7-3, I just see it hard to replace Trent Williams. Because when you're looking for what Trent does in this run game is he's a mover out there, right? So he's taking on whoever comes out there on that edge and he's moving them. You know what I'm saying? And so like that, I'm not saying no one else can come out here and run block or whatever, but Trent is out there literally moving objects in space to create the run lanes for the outside zone. What happens is a lot of defenses start to overload on that side, and then they force us to run to the right side, and we still can't even do that. Like, it's the weirdest thing. But I think when Trent Williams is out there and he's healthy, I think that's what ignites this actual run game. Like, we've been running inside gap runs the past couple of seasons due to the way that they've been defending the outside zone. I think you get this offensive line intact. You get that left guard right. That's the biggest thing, right? You get that left guard right. I think this enhances Trent's run blocking skills and it enhances the run game. I'll tell you one person who would be happy if Trent Williams was here. His name is Christian McCaffrey. Whoever's running the goddamn ball out of the backfield, whoever's running the ball out of the backfield, I guarantee you, if you did a poll question and asked them who they wanted to run behind, it'd be Trent Williams. Outside zone scheme is the scheme that we run with this offense. And without Trent Williams, outside zone scheme will look a lot different. Because he's a unicorn, he's a one of one, and you really got to, if we're drafting a guy, that's what makes me think, I don't know if Caden Proctor would fit. I don't know. I think Monroe Freeland and Spencer Fano would fit. But then you got to deal with Fano's short arms. We saw what short arms did to the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. It's the weird, he's hella athletic though. It's the weirdest thing. Like, Trent Williams is one of one. And even at a 38 old ripe age, I'm not going to call him old, even at a ripe age, he's still playing all pro football. He's opening up lanes for Christian McCaffrey. He's pulling. He's out there doing exactly what he needs to do. He seals the edge so that the runner can get to the outside lane. There's times you see Trent Williams running with the running back down the football field. Now, where do you see that in the NFL? Where do you see it? Second level blocking is key. How many times we got happy when we saw Trent take a cornerback and throw him into the fish pond? Or when Trent took a linebacker and threw him out of bounds somewhere into the garbage can. We're talking elite players. Trent is moving mountains out there in the run game. It's going to be difficult. We are already, hold on. We lost Mike McGlinchey. And the right side, we can't get the shit right. We ain't replaced Mike McGlinchey in the run game since we lost Mike McGlinchey in free agency. Shout out to Cole McKivitz. He's doing his thing as a pass protector. But God dang it, he ain't the run blocker. Imagine who the hell could come in here and run block like Trent Williams. I'm just saying. Super chat.
Here comes the money.
I love that, yo. Wayne, I agree. Trent overcompensated last year because we wasn't doing. Oh, I got the buttons. I'm not about to downplay Trent. If Trent leaves, they still gonna complain. Yeah, like, well, for one, Trent. The good thing is Trent can't leave. He's under contract. That's the good thing, right? Now the Niners can do him. See, the Niners are a great organization. When there's a player that they love and covet, they will work with you to make sure that you have an opportunity to go somewhere nice. Set yourself up. They can trade him. They're not going to release him. We talked about the $34 million cap hit. Not going to happen. Ain't got to worry about that. But they can trade him. And again, I said if they do trade him, please, God, for sure, let the trade be like a couple of firsts, like a first, a second, or first, third, fourth, fifth. I know we didn't even get him for that, but he's still playing elite football, and there's going to be teams out there. Like, how crazy if he went back to Washington? It's a whole different organization, different situation. It would be crazy, right? A lot of people got him tied going home to Houston, right? That's where he's from. So it can happen to where they trade him. Yes, they will complain though. I do agree. If he leaves, gets traded, they will complain. I don't doubt that. The thing is, he is getting older. I know a lot of us are worried about the age and things like that, and I get it. I get it, but I haven't seen him slow down. I think that's the issue. Like, I haven't seen him slow down. Did he get beat off the edge last year? Yes, he did. So did Tristan Wirfs, and so did Penei Sewell, the top two. But as the number 3 tackle in the league, you're going to get that because of some of the overcompensation, in my opinion. And I just feel like with Trent, the outside zone is his specialty, and we didn't run it because of we didn't run outside zone because of Trent Williams. We couldn't run the outside zone because the guard play sucked. We couldn't run to the right side, so we had no choice but to run up the middle through the A and B gaps. There's no other opportunity. Which what happened? They stuffed it. So now Christian McCaffrey getting 1 yard, 2 yards a carry. It's not on Trent. Offensive line needs some shaping. Left guard spot needs to be filled. Could be? There's another take, and it could be that Christian McCaffrey didn't have the burst. Could be that too. Could be that. That's a player we should be talking about. I think the burst is gone. Doesn't mean he's still not dynamic as a running back. But running backs that lack burst, that's a problem. Better hope Jordan James is able to step up this year. So there's a lot of factors to why outside zone wasn't working. But if you got the best outside zone left tackle in the game, you need to make sure that if you want to run outside zone this year, maybe they realize, hey, McCaffrey don't have the burst anymore. Let's get another running back out there with the burst so we can run the outside zone. We'll see what happens. Let me say this clearly for the faithful, though. If the 49ers let Trent Williams walk without an extension, without extending him, that would be one of the dumbest, biggest mistakes this franchise can make. He is not a quarterback. He is a solidified pillar piece. Elite left tackles do not grow on trees. They don't. And if you want to protect Brock Purdy and keep this Super Bowl window open, whether it's slightly, ajarred, wide, however you want to view it, you pay the man. Simple. Super simple. Let's get down to this championship window. Because I know a lot of us feel like the window, we did a show the other day, reload, or reset. It's going to come down to this topic right here. Championship window discussion. It's going to come down to this topic right here. Current roster window. Our roster is not built right now, currently. It doesn't seem or feel like a Super Bowl championship team. Right now. Just right now. Free agency is coming around the corner. The draft is around the corner after that. And you're not building your Super Bowl off of the draft. You're building your Super Bowl around the core players you got and who you're going to try to add to the free agency. And then you're hoping you nail a few players in the draft that can help enhance the Super Bowl window. Health plays a part. Favor plays a part. Weather plays a part. All that. All of that plays a part. So I get for those that feel like the window isn't open. But imagine if you move on from Trent Williams and you don't have Trent Williams on your offensive line. Because I'm curious to know if there's a plan. I digress. But there's not an offensive lineman out there that I feel like will come in here and replace Trent Williams. Not a free agent, not a rookie, nobody. It took Trent. First of all, Trent was a top pick in the draft. Second of all, Trent got years into this shit. Years. Blood, sweat, tears, training, calluses, just years of building this mold to continue to play football. And we ain't even mentioned that he still has the will, the desire, the heart, the passion, all that stuff to play. If you move on from a guy like Trent Williams, you know the first thing you're going to break off the offensive line, it starts with a C. It's called continuity. Because when Trent's not out there, the continuity of the offensive line is missing. The identity of the offensive line is missing. The forming of the offensive line it's a different game plan for our offensive line coordinator and coach, Chris Forster. The stability that he provides is great. And when Trent is playing with a competent guard next to him, competent. Doesn't have to be elite, doesn't have to be all pro, doesn't have to be Pro Bowl, just competent. Henceforth, probably why they're looking to re-sign Ben Bartch. I know people don't want to talk about it, but Ben Bartch was coming in as the favorite last year to start, and he had the injuries in camp, and blah, 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 and he just couldn't get right. I'll take Ben Bartch on a 1-2 year, $2 deal, $5. I'll give him $5. He's worth $5. You bring him in, you solidify the hole. We saw what he played like when he was healthy. If Trent could get a competent player next to him at the left guard spot, to me, I think that's the route that they'll go in the draft. They'll probably look to get that dominant guard or tackle that they could kick in to play guard. But it's the offensive line stability that Trent Williams provides is key to this team moving forward. And if you got another key, and I'm not saying there's not another key, you guys are putting names in the chat. I'm not saying that there's not another keys, but there's not another key we know that's going to work. You can have 100 keys. What if they don't fit in a lock? Or what if they fit in a lock, but they don't turn? Trent is the key that turns in the lock. And yeah, you can make a new key. You can get a new key, but it's going to be tough. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. And nobody in my opinion, is talking about the importance of his leadership. I mean, who else gonna go out there and beat motherfuckers up on live TV? I mean, there's not another player I'd rather have in this locker room than Trent Williams when he's out there choking a motherfucker. Like that is the Trent. We gonna lose all that edge. He the only edge we got on this team that's going out there willing to punch, choke, slap. He probably even do this. He's the only player. Well, Juwan Jennings. He gone. He about to be gone. Gone. We had two players. One from Houston, one from Tennessee. Gone. We losing the dirty South. Can't lose them both. Gotta have some heart. Trent, the only player that I don't get mad when he get a 15-yard penalty on. I don't get mad. Somebody must have said something to piss him off because he's literally a gentle giant. Like literally. Somebody must have said something he ain't like. Don't say shit. I mean stuff. Don't talk. Just play football. Just play football. I don't want to say shut up and play, but these players gotta watch their mouths. Like, why are you little picking on a big dude? Like, what you think? You it's that Napoleon complex or something like that. Like, you think the big cat not gonna say nothing? Anyway, as far as being a leader, though, that's not a leader. That's bad leadership. My fault. That's bad. But that's grit. I like it. But as far as being a leader, Trent is definitely a leader in that locker room. And I think we see it week in and week out. Who's leading the team out? The big offensive lineman. Like you miss it. And so that would be missed. I think that would be missed in my opinion, especially if you're talking about with this championship window discussion. And us having an opportunity. Everybody thought we didn't have an opportunity last year, and we had an opportunity for a championship. So just imagine, why would you take away this key piece? He's a key cog. You can't move on from this key cog. All right, debate question. If Trent Williams retired tomorrow, would the offensive line instantly become the team's biggest weakness? Now, some of you might already feel like it was already the biggest weakness. I think we can all agree that the center position is the weakest position on the offensive line. Even in having a hole at the left, we don't got a left guard. It's Kobe, Nick Zakel, or Ben Barch if they resign him. That's the left guard. Even that's the hole that need to be filled. But the weakest, we are so competent. We are so confident that hole will be filled with anybody. We'll take anybody at that hole. The issue is the center. Like that. We are bad. We are bad. We are really bad. But I ain't mad. Trust me, I'm with you. You can move on for Jake Brendel. I just watched the center get signed today for $2.75. I'm like, goddamn, we could have upgraded with Tyler. I call him badass. Tyler badass. Could have been on this team. Can't say his last name. Badias. I don't know. He's a Charger. He moved to the West Coast for $2.75. Might have been $2,075,000. I don't know, but it ain't a lot of money. And we going back out there with. Anyway, that was a rant. I didn't mean to rant. I want to know if Trent Williams retired tomorrow, would this offensive line instantly become the biggest weakness? And I'm going. That was my that's the question. And I just. It's something to debate. It's something we could talk about a little bit later if we have to. And I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm for it. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you like me ranting, you're going to want to come on over to my Patreon. All right. Breezie Bunch. I'm going to record a 10-minute raw take on Patreon immediately following this show. And I'll talk about what the 49ers front office might really be thinking and what could really happen next. So that's where I'll be after this. But it's going to be crazy. Since our defense helped longer than the whole offensive line. Yeah, I agree. Oscar says the window is open. We ain't the Browns. Man, facts. Finally, an answer to the question. Absolutely. Big. Can't spell. Weakness. Yes. It'll be a big. Just imagine. We are already complaining about we need to upgrade the center. If you lose Trent and you address it in free agency, Oscar, you gave me a name. Let me see if I could go find that name. Rasheed Walker. He allowed 40 pressures and 5 sacks on 980. So he allowed the same amount of pressures as Trent Williams. but gave up 2 more sacks than Trent Williams. Well, gave up 1 more sack than Trent Williams. Okay. He might slide in. Let's see where PFF has him ranked out of the tackles. And either I'm not looking right, but he ain't even in the top 20 of last year, even though that's what he did. So I'm going to have to type his name in. All right, let's type his name in. Let's do it. Let's see what he did last year. Rasheed Walker. Shout out to Oscar for getting this information for me. Green Bay, free agent, 6'6", 63-point offensive grade. Yeah, 63 offensive grade. Gave up 5 sacks, 40 pressures. Okay, left tackle. You know what hurt his grade, Oscar? If I know you don't care about PFF, but y'all want to know what hurt his grade? Penalties. He had 11. He had 13 penalties. Nah, I can't do the penalized guys. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. He got traded, Bobo Harris, to the Chargers. Got traded to the Chargers. All right, so look, man, it's going to be crazy if the 49ers don't bring Trent Williams back. I'm with Jax. It'll be a huge, big freaking weakness. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of questions, though. Should the 49ers draft Trent's replacement soon, right? And so let's just say Trent doesn't leave. Should they draft his replacement in the draft? And if so, what round? First, second, or third? I would say it would be a top 100 guy. So first, second, or third. So answer that question first. Should the 49ers draft Trent replacement soon? And let's just say Trent stays. Should they draft his replacement this year, first, second, or third round? All right. Second question for you guys. You could answer in the comment section too. Who is the second most important player on the offense besides Brock Purdy? All right. And then number 3, would you give Trent a 2-year extension today? Would you give Trent a 2-year extension today? I like Austin Barber out of Florida. 3rd round. Day 2 guy for sure. Good one, Niner Goat. I like that. I like him. He's one of my top 10 right now. I got to go reevaluate these guys, but he was one of my top 10 going into the combine. Would you give Trent Williams a 2-year extension on today? Let me know. Look, I don't know how y'all see fit with this, man. I know we are on different pages, different coasts, and all that good stuff. The good news is he's still here. He is not gone. The bad news is we don't know what's going to happen. And at the end of the day, this decision is simple. It's simple. The 49ers are in a Super Bowl window right now. They were just in the playoffs last year. And when your window is wide open, you don't gamble with protection. You could gamble with other positions, but you don't gamble with protection. That's like, no, I'm not even going to go that route. I was about to because I saw the word protection, so we're not going to do that. Not on the early show. You lock it in. Pause. And the best way to do that is simple. You extend Trent Williams. Breezie Bunch, if you enjoyed the show, everybody out there, if you're not a member of the Breezie Bunch, join today. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. This has been the Wayne Breezie Show, guys. I appreciate you. I love you. And the best way to do what we need to do, stay faithful. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.